Greetings, friends. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Boulder Valley. I'm Reverend Jody Hill Stevenson, and I'm so glad that you joined us. I'm the senior minister here. And the whole month of July, we're talking about manifestation. And there's such great teachers out in the world talking about this. They've actually made it their sole purpose. People like Chris Natsky, Dr. Roger Teal, so many other people talking about the power of manifestation. And really, we are at the Center for Spiritual Living, Boulder Valley, connected and affiliated with a worldwide organization that teaches people they can change their life by changing their thinking. It's one of the core concepts of the science of mind philosophy is learning to manifest what we want. So in the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about different aspects of manifestation. So to review, the first one is just a few notes of ponderings. The first one is you can never not manifest. You can't not manifest. How many of you have had the experience where you go, you mean I manifested that experience? Really? I was part of that creation? No, it was done unto me. Actually, it wasn't. But those places where we go, oh gosh, I manifested that, we don't get to beat ourselves up. We don't get to do that. We get to just love ourselves and go, oh, what a brilliant manifestation. And perhaps I don't ever want to do that one again. Or we look at our lives and we go, wow, I did that. I manifested that. And there should always be daily a little pat on the back, on the shoulder, just like, good job. Good job. The second pondering that I want to review is a concept of claiming it all. And in order to claim what we want to experience, our manifestations, we have to learn how to balance, harmonize between the practical, third dimensional reality and the spiritual. And it takes daily focus every day. Number 3. You and you alone, I and I alone determine my manifestations, our manifestations, and we determine the quality of our lives. Your fulfilled dreams are yours. Your unfulfilled dreams are yours. And I say this to the one in the mirror often. When we can take responsibility for our lives and really own that we have a creative process, a creative say in what's happening, our whole lives will change. So the truth is, your thoughts create your reality and determine the quality of your lives and the manifestations that you want to have in your life or you don't want to have. So often we focus on what we don't want. And the universe always says yes. I sometimes get the feeling the universe is like, okay, you're telling me what you don't want, but I'd like to give you what you want, but if you keep telling me what you don't want, I'm just going to give you what you don't want. The universe listens. It really does. So this is what I want to expand on today. This is the heartbeat, and it's the core essence of the science of mind philosophy taught here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Boulder Valley, and at the Center for Spiritual Living worldwide. Worldwide, the heartbeat of the science of mind philosophy is that you and I co-create our own reality. This is why our lives look so different. And this concept that I really do have a say in my life, oh my God, quite literally, is the very thing that causes people to flock through our doors of our communities. They flock in, and it is the very thing where they go, "Ew, I don't want to be responsible for my life. I would rather be a victim." And it's the thing that causes them to fly out our doors. I've been in the ministry now 35 years, and I have watched this over and over and over again. It takes courage to go, yeah, I have a part in the manifestations in my life. Dr. Ernest Holmes, who so many of us know here at the Center for Spiritual Living, is a great modern day sage in the 20th century. And he is the founder of the Science of Mind philosophy and the organization that is legally called Religious Science, but now it's called Center for Spiritual Living. He is the founder, and he so succinctly writes that the Science of Mind philosophy is a science. It's an opinions of philosophy and revelations of religion applied to the human needs and the aspirations of all. We all have aspirations if we're alive. Why be on this side? What do you want? What are your aspirations? I'm going to give you some homework at the end of this, and I'm really going to ask you to do it. Just do it for you, but do it for me. So the homework that I'm going to give you is all about your aspirations. So I'm going to ask you a really profound question. Dr. Ernest Holmes had extraordinary pearls of wisdom. Oh my God, I'm so grateful for his work in the world. And because of his entire message was how to co-create with the universe, the life that you and I want to live, I want to take some time and really go through a few of his pearls. I wish I had, well, I could talk for 35 years on the pearls of Ernest Holmes. The first one, he writes, change your thinking, change your life. That was so profound for me when I entered ministerial school in 1983. Change my thinking, change my life. Well, that's easy. Okay, that's not easy. But maybe I can do some of it. Maybe I can change. Oh, I had so many negative thoughts about me and the world and how it was and blah, blah, blah. I took it on because I wanted to change my life. I wanted to change me. What a profoundly simple and elegant statement that Dr. Ernest Holmes writes. Change your thinking, change your life. In order to truly change your life, you have to, I have to, develop one of the most important qualities of God. I've been a counselor for 40 years now, and I have watched people who do and call forth this specific quality of God, and I have watched people who don't. And the profound manifestations are amazing. The essence, in order to change your thinking, change your life, you and I get to develop a deep sense of trust. What are we trusting? First and foremost, we are trusting that we live in a loving, trusting universe, that it is God that is giving us the thoughts, the nudges forward, if you will, our desires, our hopes, our dreams. And so it nudges us forward, and it's the very thing waiting for us, because wherever we are, the divine is breathing itself through us. So we can trust that we live in a loving, trusting universe. And the other thing that we're trusting, and this is so important for you to manifest what you want, is you learn to trust your own wisdom. Because I promise you, you will be criticized if you say yes to your dreams and goals and aspirations. And the bigger they are, the more criticized you'll be. Well, what is he thinking? I mean, like, Who does she think she is? Not her. Oh, him. Oh my God, that is ridiculous. On and on and on. Oh my gosh. What will the neighbors say? I promise you the neighbors will say a lot. So I have watched people struggle through this concept of trusting their own wisdom and trusting the divine. In our society, we have primarily gone others. We listen to other people. Whatever other people say as an individual or a collective consciousness holds more authority than our own wisdom. But that's not going to get us where we want to go. Oh my gosh, I just don't dare dream that big. Oh my gosh, what will the neighbors say? Oh, who do I think I am? I'll never forget how much fear I had when I started ministerial school to just walk up on stage. I mean, literally the first time I did it, I wanted to throw up. Now you can't get me off the stage. Trusting the universe and trusting your own wisdom. Dr. Ernest Holmes writes, trust in your own self more than in anything else. The second thing we have to do is notice what we are believing. It is said, how do I say this? It is said, quote unquote, it is done unto you as you believe. So over the years, as a religious science minister of now 35 years, like I said, I have asked literally thousands of people that if it is done unto you as you believe, what is a belief? And it's so fun to watch people's responses. And I would say 99% of them are the same. They just look at me and go, what is a belief? Yeah, I mean, like, what is it? If what we believe it is done unto us, what is a belief? They go, well, I mean, it's, and I just have the best time watching people. Because it's such a passion of mine, I understand it, but if I didn't, I wouldn't know either. Let me tell you what a belief is. Roll the drums. If we were on stage, if we were in a service right now, I'd have the musician go, doo. Listen to this. A belief is a patterned thought. Why do we care? Because our thoughts create our reality. And our thoughts turn into beliefs that begin to drive our habits. Our thoughts are the beliefs that drive our behavior. Our beliefs create our reality and determine the quality of our lives. Dr. Ernest Holmes, another pearl of wisdom. Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. And again, he writes, trust in your own self more than any and all anybody else. Because I promise you the neighbors will talk, families, neighbors, people. Trust yourself. So there are two things that I most love about Ernest Holmes. The first one is his humility. He was the first to say that his wisdom, that, all of this that he put together was not his. He studied, and he was called Mr. Curiosity because he was so curious about how is it some people are happy? How is it some people are not? What is it that creates their reality? And he would say that this is the wisdom that I have here that I'm sharing with y'all in my speaking and in my putting together the religious science organization. It's a combination of different people's ideas and different philosophies. I've always said that if I were to have a church, I mean, I do. If I were to start a church, let me say that, the tagline would be ancient wisdom, new thought, because new thought is based on ancient wisdom. Two of his greatest teachers, Dr. Ernest Holmes' greatest teachers, is Ralph Waldo Emerson and Thomas Troward. Emerson writes, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Live loudly and proudly your manifestations, and you will be living an authentic life. Thomas Troward was a teacher in England, but he was raised in India. So he really had that Hinduistic, ancient, profound wisdom. And he writes, and he was a tough teacher. I mean, he was tough. he didn't give you an inch. If you said you wanted something, he didn't give you an inch. This is what he writes. I love this quote. And in ministerial school, it was such a conflicting talk in our classes. It's like, what did Thomas Troward really mean? But listen to what he says. My mind is a center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. And this means the production of something beyond that has gone before, something entirely new, not included in past experience, but proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. Not excluded in past experiences, though proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. Therefore, Thomas Troward writes, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner in me. Consequently, in my own special world, of which I am the center, I am not the center of your world. And while I love you dearly, you are not the center of my world. That's me adding that. He writes, it will move forward to produce new conditions always in advance of any that have gone before. Your dreams and your goals will always, always be in advance of where you are today. So, what new conditions are trying to advance through you and as you forward in your life? What are you really hoping to manifest in the next month, the next year, the next 5 years? What do you really want? And let me just add, I don't care how old you are. If you're on this side, you're manifesting. What do you want? Okay, here's your homework. Roll the drums. This comes from a new book that's going to be released this fall. Rachel Martinez, in her new book, it should be out by October. It's called Awaken, Embracing the Wisdom of Your Mortality. One of her recommendations is to make a fun list. No have-tos, no shoulds, no oughtas, just fun. What would be fun for you to experience? What would be fun for you to manifest? What would bring you great joy if you were to manifest ... Think about it. And if you want to share it with me, please send your lists, if you'd like to Jody at jodystevenson.com, or share it with me when you see me. I want to hear from you. What's on your fun list? What do you want to manifest? So have fun noticing your thoughts this week. They turn into beliefs, and your beliefs turn into your destiny. Just notice what you're thinking. And notice the thoughts, and remember that your thoughts are creating your life. Are you thinking the thoughts of what you want to experience tomorrow or next week or the week after? Choose consciously, choose mindfully, choose joyously. Have fun with this. So please join us each week for Mystic Moments. You are a mystic, whether you know it or not. And just a reminder, the reason we even do this is to remind you how magnificent you are as an individualized expression of the divine. So go out and have a great week. Be sure and check out our online classes, our events, and opportunities for support here at the Center for Spiritual Living Boulder Valley. And please donate to us so that we can continue this work. We love serving you. We love being a part of your community. And remember, at the Center for Spiritual Living Boulder Valley, love lives here. Have a great week, everyone. Look forward to seeing you soon.